The Tortured Poets era has begun, and whoa, did Taylor blow expectations out of the water. Some of the best performances, I think, of her career, and I don't even like this album that much. But Taylor's performances really bring these songs alive. I will show you all 7 new performances added to the Eras Tour. Go over each change on the set list as we get there. What got added, what got cut, what got a revamp. Also, all of the surprise songs, and this is the first city she's performed the same song twice. How she performed it differently each time. Also, there's a full new wardrobe, a lot of new outfits to go over as the Eras Tour arrives in Paris, France. Hey there, I'm Blake, recapping the Eras Tour country to country, and we arrive now in Paris, France, and a huge revamp for the Eras Tour as we start Europe here. Paris is the smallest venue yet on the Eras Tour. Take a look here. I mean, this is an arena, not even a stadium, okay? 40,000 people, which is miniature. It's like a dinner theater compared to Melbourne, Australia, a few cities ago, which had 96,000, the largest of Taylor's career. To welcome Taylor, a lot of the train stops around the venue had their names changed, at least partially and temporarily, to album names. So not only is Paris the smallest venue on the Eras Tour, 25% of all the tickets went to Americans, according to the venue. I know Parisian swifties were not too happy, but that's more Americans, by the way, than they are expecting for the Olympics this summer, also in Paris. That's crazy. Right off the bat, fans knew they were in for a surprise in Paris during the Open, because Tortured Poets has been added to that. I am going to walk you through every single change on the set list. I've also put chapters on here if you want to just kind of skip ahead to different parts of it. Broken it up by era, and we'll go in order, and I'll show you every new costume, every change, every set list addition and subtraction. I have our Eras Tour graveyard here ready to go, which will have all of the songs that have been retired, so to speak, from the Eras Tour. Invisible String is already in there waiting for us. So is Taylor's, see them back, Taylor's Reputation. I spent way too much time on this. Okay, let's get going here. All right, the show opens like normal, and we have a new orange bodysuit here. I feel like Taylor's the only white person who can pull off orange. Or maybe that's just me who can't, but she looks great. It pops well. And then the first big setlist change comes with a skip at the end of the Lover set. No, the Archer. The Archer, may it rest in peace, is now gone. We got our first clue that this was coming with the concert film because it was also cut from the concert film when they were looking to cut time. Let's run through a series of other new costumes right off the top here. We have a new orange blazer as well. In the Fearless set, we got our new Fearless dress, which I think is our first update to this outfit since the tour began, so it's unexpected and exciting. This one is black and silver here. And the next big setlist change is the red era has been moved up. We also got 3 new phrases on the 22 shirts in Paris. The first one being, this is not Taylor's version. I think we're here to bar or something and you hear this isn't Taylor's version. I'll also show you the kids from each night who got the 22 hat. At least 25% of them were American too. This little girl's from San Diego, apparently. Here you see night 2. I Bet You Think About Me, which is a vault track. This is our repeat shirt. A lot going on at the moment. And a boy, I love when a boy gets it. Equal opportunity. And she's adorable for night 4. And our title there is I Knew You Were Trouble. Another tradition in the red era that remains, of course, is Cam's cameo. You can always tell a real Taylor fan in public if they do the sigh. Here's Cam, all 4 nights, French version.
Together.
Our Speak Now era has a new updated intro. Not much to say about it, but new, thought I'd let you know. And a new Speak Now ball gown. We've had a lot of new ball gowns throughout the tour. This one is the latest. We go back to our Eras Tour graveyard for what I think is the most controversial cut based on social media. Long Live. Such a fan favorite song. Everyone loves it. The problem with it, there's 2 problems in my opinion. It's 6 minutes long. 6 minutes, that's a long song. So that's, 3 other potential songs, or you have to make even more cuts to the set list. So I think that's one reason it left. And the other is, this is a song that cannot be cut down because it's such a sing-along song and everyone knows the lyrics. You'll notice with a lot of songs, it's she can just do the bridge or she can just do a part of it. You can't do that with Long Live. It's all or nothing. And I think for those 2 reasons, I think it does make sense. But RIP Long Live, I know a lot of fans were most upset about that. So, Reputation, the only set on the Eras Tour with no changes, no new outfits, no changes. Why ruin a good thing? No, I think we'll probably wait and get changes to that once Reputation Taylor's version comes out. So for now, as is. There is, though, a new transition out of Reputation. I'm going to speed it up 4 times here, that way we can see the whole thing. It's really beautiful, actually. But talk about a difficult transition, right? Reputation to Folklore. I think this does the trick, though. It's effective. But Folklore, this is the biggest change, I think, on this existing set list. Folklore has been combined with Evermore. We now have one set for those 2 sister albums, as Taylor calls them. She, wrote them in the same year, released them in the pandemic.
Reunited the sisters. You can call it Folklore, you could call it Evermore.
I like to call it Folklore. That's what my playlist is called, that combines the 2 of them. It does come, though, with some major cuts. Are you ready? First, The One is out. Instead, Taylor plays Cardigan on the roof of the Folklore house. The One, of course, was a replacement for Invisible String, which started the tour, so this is now our 3rd song performed there at the beginning of the Folklore set. That yellow dress is new, and so is this pink one here. I think they both really pop. The visuals behind the house are new as well, behind the Folklore house. They're lighter, more gold. Really pretty, I think. Next, The Last Great American Dynasty, a song I love. Then we have Tolerate It, which was a great performance, I thought, has now been cut. And 'Tis the Damn Season, which I think is fine. 'Tis is not the damn season on the calendar. Those are some brutal cuts. I mean, 6 songs, a lot of them fan favorites, but all is fair in love and poetry, as Taylor says, to make room for the Tortured Poets Department set, which I think was worth it. It's an incredible set. Some of the best performances of Taylor's career, which you'll see coming up here in just a second. Before we get there, 1989 has introduced all new outfits across the board here. Very colorful, like mix and match outfits. And it took me so long to find all the clips to line up here, so let's just watch it. It's mismatched colors right down to the shoes. Night 4, she was wearing the Chiefs colors, because Travis Kelce was in the audience. Yeah, because you have a boyfriend and he's watching. It was a milestone show for Travis. It was the 87th show, which of course is his number with the Kansas City Chiefs. And he brought some very famous guests with him, Gigi Hadid and Bradley Cooper. Gigi was going all out up there, but she really danced the whole time. Bradley Cooper was a little more hit and miss. And Taylor had her eyes up there most of the night. Look at her blowing a kiss here. This 1989 refresh, though, I think is a great one and a big improvement off the old ones. Which brings us now to the Tortured Poets Department. This is the open for the new era. I sped it up 8 times because we don't have time to sit through all that. Taylor Swift has an alternate title for this era.
As I like to call it, Female Rage Musical.
And boy, are her lawyers quick, because by the next morning, that was already trademarked. They'd filed an application with the Trademark Patent Office. Isn't that crazy? Not necessarily because she's going to do anything with it, but they don't want anyone else to now take what Taylor just said and profit off of it. I actually think musical is a great way to describe this new section because it tells a story. It takes us on a journey that the album doesn't, because there's too many songs about too many different people. Here she kind of whittles it down to what I think are mostly Matty Healy songs. And she kind of takes us on a journey of that romance debacle disaster. Because I'm showing longer clips, I'm going to have to stay up on the screen and talk over some of it so we don't run into copyright issues. So bear with me. Also, I think the Tortured Poets department is really helped by a live band on tour. I think it adds an energy and edge that is missing from the album version. It's far more interesting with the live band. All right, let's get into it. I think so. We have But Daddy I Love Him to kick things off here, which is a what we presume to be a Matty Healy song. This dress was designed by Vivienne Westwood, the famed designer, by the way. All the Tortured Poets dresses were. It's open, of course, is reminiscent of The Little Mermaid. My sister mentioned that. I haven't seen it in forever, but she's so right. I think it's pretty obvious to most people, but yeah, that's beautiful. And then it just erupts into this big performance number, and Taylor is just, look at the energy here. If this set list needed to be updated, if for no other reason than to keep Taylor's interest, because when you see her energy in these performances, she comes alive. I think she was getting a little bored with the old set list. You could tell because she was doing all those mashups in the surprise section, just to give herself a challenge. And I think this is the challenge that she needed and wanted creatively. This song goes into this really beautiful, slower bridge. Let's sit with it for a minute. Our next song here, So High School. I wouldn't call it a full song added to the set list. It's more of like an interlude because it's very short, just kind of like snippet. But that's fun. them all sitting up there like they're, you know, on the bleachers at high school. This song we presume to be about Travis Kelce, and I think that's kind of confirmed now, actually, because the night he was there, she blew a kiss in his direction. Also so high school. Then we get to Who is Afraid of Little Old Me. This, I think, is one of the most stellar performances Taylor has ever done.
You wanted me dead, you should have just said, who's afraid of little old me?
You have a new, I don't know what you call this like floating stage here for this performance. And she just shows so much passion, in this case anger, with this performance. It's incredible. This is one of my top 3 performances of the night here with the new set list. Taylor brings this song alive, and her performance, I think, really takes it to another level, another place. Next, we have Down Bad, where Taylor is, it opens with Taylor being abducted by aliens. But yeah, Cosmic Love. That's the visual there. And it's a slow performance. I don't think there's anything remarkable about it, to be honest. I think it's the rest period that Taylor needs before she goes all out again, and when we get to the last 2 songs, you'll see why. So then we get to Fortnight, which I think looks like the tolerated table to me has been repurposed into the Fortnight table here, or living room, whatever you want to call this setup, dining room. Fortnight, you know, it's the single, so I guess you got to perform it, but it just doesn't do that much for me as a song. It does allow, though, for a minor, I wouldn't call this an outfit change, but well, I guess it is. It's an outfit change. They put on a jacket, the nurses do here at the end. Put on a jacket for her next performance, which I think is the best performance of Taylor Swift's entire career. Don't forget to throw this video a like, please. I'd really appreciate it. And share it if you want, and subscribe to follow along as we recap each stop visited on the Eras Tour, country to country. Also coming up after these next 2 songs, I have all of the surprise songs, and Taylor has stopped doing as many mashups, so we're back to square one, because we have a whole new album of Torture Poet songs to work with, and there were several that she performed live in these surprise songs. Then we get to, I think, the top performance of the night, The Smallest Man Who Ever Lived. A song a lot of people think is about Matty Healy also. It sounds like he ghosted her at some point, and she is now a soldier marching to what we will soon see as her death. But yeah, we are going to battle. We are going to battle for love here with this Matty Healy love, and she's been ghosted now, and she, in this song, wants answers. She wants to know why. And she's waving the white flag, right? She has surrendered. She's marching to battle with this love, and she has surrendered. And then she starts taking bullets. She is taking bullets for this jerk. And going down, like Dido says, going down with the ship, you know? In all white, which is symbolic of peace, surrender, right? Martyrdom, maybe. Oof. Bullet after bullet. Imagery is so powerful. I think this is the best performance of Taylor Swift's career, honestly. That performance alone makes it one of my favorite songs on that new album, even though it wasn't even in my top 13 before. And also thank you to the live band and the marching band, because that's what's needed on that song and the album. And it ends with Taylor dead. God, the old Taylor's dead, the new Taylor's dead. But she doesn't stay dead for long, because this now leads us into the last song on the Torture Poets set list, which is I Can Do It With a Broken Heart, which is kind of a meta moment because, well, first you get like total theater kid Taylor here as they try to revive her and get her ready for Showtime, right? I Can Do It With a Broken Heart. And then she's going to be performing the Eras Tour for us on stage in the Eras Tour. You may notice some of the choreography in this number is taken from other parts of the Eras show to actually give it that effect. In addition to the gold, there is a silver and white look as well for alternate nights. And we are not done yet. Let me know what you thought of the Torture Poets set list there, but we have more Torture Poets songs that were performed in the surprise song section coming up here that she has never performed live before, so we are diving right into that. But first, we also have a Midnight song that had never been performed live before. First, this surprised nobody, Paris, of course, in Paris. This pink dress is also new. That was night one on guitar, and we're going to hear it again on piano later on. Then we have LOML, which was a debut live performance from Torture Poets.
me ghost. You told me I'm the love of your life. Baby, was it over?
Night 2, Is It Over Now from 1989, Taylor's version, and that is a mashup with Out of the Woods, also from 1989. On Piano Night 2, we had a debut live performance of My Boy Only Breaks His Favorite Toys from Torture Poets. Night 3, on guitar, we had Hey Steven, Fearless throwback. And Night 3 on piano, Maroon. Night 3 was the only night with no new Torture Poets songs there in the acoustic section. And Night 4, which is when Travis Kelce was in the audience, she performed The Alchemy from Torture Poets, which is obviously about Travis Kelce with all those sports references. Live debut performance. That blue dress is new. And she did a mashup of The Alchemy with Treacherous. And Night 4, we had a double mashup with Begin Again in Paris to round things out on piano. So she began and ended Paris with Paris. Midnights remains our closing era, and there were no changes to Midnights. Bravo, Taylor. This is why she's the greatest pop star today, maybe of all time. Because no one expected her to do this. She could have just not even updated the set list at all. It already had rave reviews and was sold out for the rest of the year. She doesn't stand to gain anything from this. She doesn't need to sell tickets or anything. She did it because she loves her art and she wanted to surprise her fans. Her passion comes through every day, which is why she is 18 years in to her career and still getting bigger, which is insane, and has such loyal fans. She does it for the love. The $1 billion just come extra. Don't forget to like the video if you haven't already. I'd really appreciate it. And leave your comments in the comment section. What did you think about all the changes, the additions, the Torture Poets, all of it? And also subscribe as we recap each country visited on the Eras Tour. Next stop, Stockholm, Sweden.